Welcome back to my channel, Tarot SoulChild MK, intuitive reader from New Zealand, here today to give a client reading for client number 115. This reading is a soul purpose reading for you today. Apologies for not getting it out yesterday to you, as I did explain to you in an email about that. Okay, well, the cards are already pre-laid out for you. And the direction that I'm going to go in today is I'm going to start off with the source of the problem from a past life or when you were younger, and then moving on through the process for the outcome. And so I'm bringing out today my Karma card deck, which I originally started off with when I first started doing readings. And so let's start off. The source of the problem. Well, the first card or energy that is coming out for you is a third house. This is the astrology reading card deck. Your potential to learn something and your local neighborhood. Now, as I was looking at your chart, your birth chart in astrology, I did notice that you do have Pluto, the planet Pluto, transiting this part of your chart. Now it is the third house, so how appropriate, the third house. And so it is in the sign of Capricorn. And so with Pluto transiting Capricorn right now, things are breaking down. Things are getting ready to start fresh, start anew in your life. And with you, this is about communications. So communications when young, this could be as young as going to school back in as an 8-year-old or even younger than that. And so neighborhood as well is also included in there with siblings, younger siblings, and also education and learning. And so in support of this card, out of the Past Life Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue and Brian Weiss, the scribe and writer has shown itself up today for you. And so in a previous life or when young, writing may have been your form of communication. You may have quite a flair with writing or the written language, so to speak. And I feel that in a previous life, you were very much a person that wrote everything down. You documented things as you would back in previous lives because computers were not even heard of back then. And so writing could have been your one source of communication. And I feel in this lifetime, communication may have been a big deal for you in regards to making yourself heard, in regards to family situations, educational institutes, feeling heard and feeling like you are not so much needing attention, but felt that your communication style, it's almost like words that came out of your mouth weren't the right words that you wanted to use. It's almost like you felt the need to communicate, but it was probably more in the written word. So communications have been quite a big deal for you in your life, and you may have been held back in regards to your communication skills. Also too, if you do have siblings, if you do have sisters or brothers, you may have felt that you may have had challenges with siblings, especially younger siblings if you do have them. And so the source of the problem, the source of the issue is that you've needed to learn in this lifetime to really communicate verbally. And I feel that if you have had chances to do speeches in this lifetime, to speak in front of people, it may have been a challenge for you, but I do feel that you have made every effort to kind of overcome that fear. It is a kind of a fear, well, it is a fear that you have had in previous lifetimes in regards to verbalizing. Moving on to the next set of cards, we have the baggage from the past. And so the house representing this one is the 6th house. This one came in for you. The work, health, and duty area of life. And so in this lifetime, planets that are transiting this house right now is Uranus. Now it is in the sign of Aries, which your 6th house falls into the sign of Aries, which is all about motivation, effort, initiating things, being quite inventive in how to start things. You're really good at starting things, but may not be that encouraging to follow through with things in your life. So anything to do with your routines, you may be finding right now in your life that your routines are going through an overhaul. And so when it comes from baggage from the past, it's almost like you've had situations in your life where routines may have been disrupted, or you've been very structured or very strict in regards to a routine in your life. And it's almost in this lifetime you're meant to be more flexible with your routines, more so with Uranus transiting this house right now, which is really stirring up things in regards to your routines, even health. If you have had health issues in your life, you may be seeking alternative routes in regards to healing yourself, in regards to your health as well. Interesting. Moving on to the next sector, or should I say, I'll just stay with that one because the card coming out of the Past Life Oracle card deck, before I skip over that one, we've got wars and battles. And so you may have found in a past life that you may have had to fight for a routine or fight to keep your health intact. And also you may have come up with challenges in regards to anything to do with your well-being in past lives, or you may have suffered a lot. You may have been the one that was suffering in silence. And also in saying that, you may have felt that you've won some battles in your life in regards to routines and health situations, but it's almost like it's been a bittersweet journey. And so now, as you are maturing into life in this lifetime, you're really finding the need to be more relaxed, more flexible. Flexibility is quite a strong word here. It's quite a strong energy for you to really resonate with in this lifetime with your routine and your health and well-being. So you no longer have to fight for what you need in this lifetime. You no longer have to feel bittersweet. Moving on to the next set of cards, we have the skill set from your past life that you've brought into this life. Interesting, we've got the fourth house, your home and the roots of your being. And so, interesting, in your birth chart, you do have your North Node, which is your karma that you are seeking to fulfill in this lifetime. It's your situation in life that you are needing to overcome. And so with the fourth house, is all about family, home, and where you come from, your origins, so to speak. So you've got the North Node sitting in this house, and you've also got the sign Aquarius. So the Moon Node is in the sign of Aquarius. And so this is all about being quite the leader in your life in regards to the head of the family, or feeling quite important in your family, feeling like you are the one that needs to set the record straight with family situations, or try something different. So in this lifetime, you're really needing to do things differently in how you create your own family, or needing to feel accepted by doing things differently in home surroundings and the way that you interact with family. And saying that as well, with the next card coming out for you from the Past Life Oracle deck, we have the card of Galactic. And so this is all about feeling a bit alienated from family situations, dynamics, routines, relationships, etc. And so you may have felt that you were more of the peace lover, you were more of the person that kind of felt out of place, or felt that you were quite light years ahead, like you knew things before things were going to happen in family situations, or you felt detached from family connections. And so in this lifetime, you are to embrace that uniqueness that you do have in family situations, because you are here to pave the way for the future in regards to future generations, especially if you have children and you have your own family. Siblings, I do get you may have a detachment with siblings as well. Unconventional is your buzzword. The next set of cards coming out for you is the 10th house. This is the soul gains. This is your growth in this lifetime from previous lifetimes. You have the 10th house coming in for you, your achievements and status in the outside world. Now you have your South Node, which is your past life defect, so to speak. And so you have your South Node sitting in here. It's in the sign of Leo. And so you may have had a tendency in past lives to be quite arrogant, or very much unforgiving of people in your life when it came to a position of status or importance in your life in a previous life. And so you may have carried that energy into this lifetime. And so it's very important that you become more of the team player, that you become more of a support person to others going up in the ranks in regards to work situations. There is a part of you that is quite the rebel in regards to status and power and work situations in your life. And I feel that you may have turned a few noses out of joint, so to speak, with others. You may have upset a few people along the way. But I feel as you are maturing now that you are realizing that flexibility really wins out at the end of the day. Now, your past life oracle card that came out and beside this is Atlantis. So you may have had a past life in Atlantis, and I feel that with the situation that happened with Atlantis towards the end of the civilization, I feel that you were very much the peace lover, very much serene in your environment, but you really were quite fearful of anything political or anything that was that people in power at that time. And this may have carried over into this lifetime as well, where you do kind of rebel against any form of authority. And so in this lifetime, you're really here to just be aware. You have an insight, you have an awareness, you almost have like a futuristic mindset in regards to where things are going to pan out on a political level, although you do tend to shy away from it in regards to your own personal thoughts. I also pick up too greeny blue eyes, so whether you are attracted to people with that coloured eyes or you have those eyes yourself, that is a trait from Atlantis. People with those coloured eyes, you can very much spot the ones that were from that time zone, or should I say that time frame, that era. You may even have an affinity with the sea, or you may be quite fearful of the sea, and that could be where that past life has come from. It wouldn't hurt to research anything about Atlantis as well if you haven't already done that. So that is the end of part 1 for you, and I will get back to you in part 2. I'll see you then.